This time in Equatorial Guinea, social media is awash with reactions following a massive scandal involving a top government official, Baltasar Ngonga, the embattled Director General of the country's anti-graft national agency, was being investigated for fraud. The scandal was uncovered when officials searched his house as part of the fraud investigation and discovered about 400 explicit videos allegedly featuring him and numerous women. The videos reportedly include tapes involving prominent persons such as the sister of the president of the country, the Director General of the police's wife, about 20 other country ministers' wives, his brother's wife, and even his cousin. Ngonga, who is 54 years old, is married with 6 children and is the son of the current president of the country's Economic and Monetary Community of Central Africa. The videos, now widely circulated on social media, were said to have been filmed in his office, hotels, and toilets, with all scenes being recorded with the consent of the participants.
You know, so I know that this is like, there's been a lot of cruise around this issue, but I just want to look at some more sort of serious sides about it very quickly. The first is that I think it's absolutely deplorable that these videos that were taken as evidence for another investigation have been leaked all over social media. I think it's disgusting, it's degrading, it's unfair, and if it is true that one of the ladies has now committed suicide, that's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. So that's number one. Number two, addiction is a real thing. And, you know, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist, I can't diagnose this man, but surely this must fall into the realm of addiction somewhere. So I also don't want to make light of the fact that there are some people who struggle with it as a real addiction, you know, so that's my take on it, but I'm sure there are some...
Dr. Vati.
Very limited time. Let me just throw the line about, you know, looking at these serious issues. The first one is that it looks like we are now in modern day Babylon. The other day it was PDD. Now it is Ngonga. Now, you know, Babylon in the Bible, you know, a city of decadence where people were misbehaving. The world has reached that point where values, standards have collapsed. The second point in that regard is that this man, Ngonga, in Equatorial Guinea, he was the man in charge of the anti-graft agency investigation, the equivalent of the EFCC of Nigeria. And then he got entrapped into his libidinal snare, the wives of the Director General of Police, the wives of ministers, 20 of them, the sister of the president, I mean about 400 women, mostly wives. Okay, is there a question of blackmail here?
Maybe.
So there's a question of blackmail here that needs to be investigated. There's also the question of morality.
All right.
The third point is about his own personality, maybe to the point you made about addiction. This man has a wife and 6 children.
All right. We'll
and if I may say so, the wife